This is a dark and disturbing day indeed. So, Kansas Republicans have successfully overridden the governor's veto to now authorize genital inspections of children in order for the kids to play sports. A very dark and disturbing day. And dark and disturbing it is. So, Kansas Republicans have just passed a disgusting new bill aimed not only at any potentially trans kids, but all minors in their state. I guess since this whole anti-abortion, anti-woman, woman-targeting vote didn't work out for them recently, they're now going to jump on the anti-trans bandwagon and require genital inspections of any minor wishing to join a sports team in their school. Just when you thought conservative Republicans couldn't be more pedo, couldn't sink any lower, couldn't be more brazenly vile towards an entire population, they come up with something worse. I mean, the only good thing about these people is that they continue to lower the bar at the exact moment you think it couldn't possibly get any lower. And this is vile for so many reasons as well. Of course, ostensibly, it's to protect children from pedos. That's what they are literally coming back with when they are being questioned on it. They actually are telling the public they are assaulting every child to protect them from pedos. But of course, what it really is state-sanctioned sexual assault on all children in their state as a means of targeting maybe one or two individuals here and there who may be trans. Not that any of it is any of their business, but they're gonna make it their business, god damn it. Now, I've said it before, and I will say it again. Like 0.5% of our nation's population is trans. 0.5%. And in order to weed them all out, every child in their state must submit to a sexual assault. And I'm going to say that. I say this because that is exactly what it is. I don't give a fuck who says anything differently. I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't give a fuck where you lie on the political scale. Anything involved with a child's genitalia for any purpose other than medical and performed by a medical professional is a sexual assault. Period. Which is why I hope every parent in the state of Kansas, and you want to know something, every parent across the nation right now, should be saying immediately, and I posted this on Twitter, something every parent should know and every parent should be saying. They, as a parent or guardian, have a responsibility to ensure that their child knows at all times that absolutely nothing that they are uncomfortable with is ever allowed to occur, least of all in a school or related to their education. That they always, no matter what, no matter who it is, retain the right to say no. As Bill Maher once said, and it's absolutely true, rape is what it's called when a person cannot say no. As a parent, I would hope you understand it is your responsibility. for the safety of your minor child, to ensure that they understand they always have the right to say no. And if that minor is ever pressured, if they are ever harassed, if they are ever threatened in any way as a result of their saying no, that they will be coming looking for them, along with their lawyer and the media. That is exactly what they should be saying, because that is exactly what I would be saying. I'm not even a parent. And I want to get this through to Kansas politicians on behalf of every fucking child in their state that they don't seem to give a shit about. Because I'm not a piece of shit like they are. Any inspection that was required for sports, by the way, and this should just go without saying, this is a non-negotiable thing, it is only going to come in the form of a signature through a licensed pediatrician. And even then, the parents, I know I would if I were a parent, will only be swinging by the doctor's office on my way to KFC to pick up a bucket of chicken for some piece of paper with a signature on it. Because of course, absolutely nobody will be gaining access to my child's doctor's office. Absolutely nobody would have any way of proving anything were to happen or not happen. Because of course, anything to do with inspections or health checks, anything in this area is only going to be performed by my child's pediatrician. And that proof of inspection would only be coming in the form of the pediatrician's signature. And you, of course, will never be in the child's doctor's office. So I also fully expect that this inspection amount to nothing more than, my kid wants to join the soccer team, I need your signature. Okay, come over and pick up the piece of paper. That's it. That's what I expect to happen. Because such an inspection really has fuck all to do with any form of medical necessity. If the doctor has anything to say in favor of this vile anti-trans attack on all children, including mine, he will also be reported, not only to the AMA, but every other individual, every other parent in the state. And what exactly do politicians expect is going to result from this? Do they actually think that this bill being passed is going to cause children and their parents to start fighting with each other, making accusations of who might be trans or not, instead of blatantly coming out fighting against the ones who intrude on their child's privacy? Is there any sane parent in the state of Kansas who has a brain larger than that of a grape nut, who doesn't see a bill like this being passed and blows their fucking top at the idea of a bunch of crusty old politicians just deciding on their own to subject their children to a sexual assault? Because that's what it is. I am actually shocked that this building isn't on fire by now, because any intelligent, responsible parent and their children in this state should have instantly recognized this for exactly what it is: a group of sick, disgusting, crusty right-wing fucks just deciding out of the blue to lawfully sexually assault every child under the guise of protecting them from exponentially rare trans individuals. Trans individuals. Somebody might be trans in 7th grade badminton class. So, sorry parents, all your children are going to have their genitals groped. Get the fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. These people should be making J6 look like a cakewalk. When people warn you, time and time again, that these people are sociopaths, that they're just not bright, that they're dumbass extremists, they're enemies of America and its people, that this is dangerous, that they are dangerous in their rhetoric and every unvirtuous facet humanity has to offer. This is exactly what they're talking about. This is the shit conservatives are really concerned with. This is what your tax dollars are paying them to do. Absolutely abuse their positions to abuse your children. Attack your children. Witch hunting. Placing you and yours directly in harm's way in order to get rid of some others they don't like because you and yours mean nothing to them. Do you actually think that these politicians, that their children are ever going to be exposed to something like this? What? Their children that go to these rich private schools? You think they're going to go home at the end of the night and tell their children and grandchildren, well, we passed the law, so to ensure you're not trans, you're going to have to submit to the sexual assault. Sexual assault, again, because it has nothing to do with any medical necessity. It has nothing to do with anything to do with playing balloon volleyball after your 8th grade English course. Good day, JRX. Nothing to do with it at all. And, I've been reading this for a couple of days, and it's like, where are these fucking parents? Where are these parents? Where are these children? Where are these doctors? These pediatricians? Where the fuck are they? If somebody you work with says somebody stole my ring, you want to know something? It is downright illegal for them to insist that every single person in their building get their shit looked through, their bags dumped out, their pockets emptied, because somebody obviously stole their ring. That would be assault, that would be false imprisonment, that would be kidnapping. Where adults are concerned, that person would be beaten to a bloody pulp and then arrested on many charges. Because adults understand that they have rights. Even if somebody did steal their fucking ring, if you didn't see anything, there's nothing you can do. Because it's not a matter of being innocent or guilty. It's about your rights. your rights civilly, your rights as a human being. And this is another reason these piss ants are going after children. Where are these fucking parents? Where are these fucking doctors? I don't give a shit what they say. They just passed a bill that stated because they don't like trans people that are 0.5% of America's population, they hate a group of people so fucking much, they are going to expose every fucking child in the state to a sexual assault, which is exactly what it is. I am gonna keep saying this because I don't give a fuck what you have to say. If you were a parent whose child wanted to join some fucking 8th, 9th grade sports team after school, it's a fucking junior high sports club, for fuck's sake. And you had some crusty old conservative politician telling you and your child, well, it's for your own protection that we're going to need proof of a genital inspection. I'm telling you, the fuck you are. Because you don't like trans people. You're going to subject my child to something like this, which has no medical purpose. Get the fuck out of here. My child will be doing what my child wants to do in an extracurricular sense, or you will have no sports teams, or you won't have a fucking job. Again, why isn't there an outcry over this? Why are these people not collectively walking off their jobs, pulling their children out of school, and removing these people from their seats and positions of power? Why? I imagine some of you might be involved or this or that. So now I'm going to subject all of you to a sexual assault. Get the fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. These people need to be arrested. These people need to be fucking hanged, if you ask me. Here's what we should do. Pick a victim, gang up on it, and make an example of it. This is how these people think, folks. This is what it's all about. Except they cannot just make an example out of a certain group of people. So these assholes are going to mow through your children to get to these people that they hate. And again, do they actually think for a second that this is going to get people rallying behind them? That this is going to get children and their parents and guardians to hate trans people? Because their politicians decided that in order to get to trans people, or people they don't even know are trans or not, because it's frankly none of their fucking business, they are going to run right the fuck over your children. You have the government telling your children, minors, that they do not have the right to say no. And if you're behind that, you have failed as a parent. You have failed. And what did I read down here? Somebody put something in Twitter that says, you want to know something? Maybe we should pass a bill making genital inspections for men who get guns mandatory. We want to make sure that they are not, in fact, just buying the guns to make up for having a small dick. And you know what? That sounds really fucking awesome to me. Can you imagine the outcry from these guys over something like that? And you want to know what the ironic thing is? A lot of these guys do have small dicks, which is why they buy the guns. But you want to know something? It sounds really cool, but it's not going to happen because we are not pieces of shit like the right. Something like that, you know, if any one of us were in office, would not even enter our consciousness. We would never be so vile. We would never sink so low as to put in jeopardy the privacy and the dignity of other human beings as human beings to push our own agenda, which is exactly what this shit is. Again, and I don't care how freaked out you think I am. I don't care if you don't like how loud I am. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if nobody ever ends up seeing this. Because what I'm saying is what every person in America needs to be saying. That's what being patriotic actually is. That's what being a decent human being actually is. It's not my state, but I don't care. I actually have thoughts for other people. I have thoughts for this horrible situation Kansas has just put every child in their state through. And again, I can't find her tweet. I'll find it eventually. If the shoe were on the other foot, if you really wanted to play hardball, we could pass something like that. And these people would blow their fucking tops. They would be whining and crying, and the irony would be lost on them. Completely lost. Anyway, just wanted to get that out there. Fuck you, Kansas. I hope something really, really nasty happens to you. I hope you are out of your positions. I hope these people in Kansas rally together and burn you in effigy. I hope you get eggs pelted at your head everywhere you fucking go until you resign in disgrace. I don't even want to hear of you lasting until the next election. You need to be out. You need to be out now. You need to be prosecuted. You fucking pedophile bastards. You're not fooling anybody. Leave the trans people alone. Leave the LGBTQ alone. Stop with the Democrats. Stop with the libtards. The deck is stacked in their favor. You are the party of pedophiles. You are the party of vileness. You are the party of child abuse. And you're not going to stop until you have total control. And that shit needs to stop. That state needs to put the kibosh on this shit immediately. And if anybody from Kansas or anywhere in the nation is listening, you gotta fucking do something. Put your goddamn foot down. These people work for you. It's your responsibility to protect your children. These people have just state-sanctioned rape against your children. And you're going to sit there and you're going to take it? Wake the fuck up. Fuck Kansas GOP.